Hey everybody, it's me, Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 Hz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally, and further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant based diet going for yourselves today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and the with alkalinity. Then you can generate some static electricity, send me some love telepathically, set attention to your mind, and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to Great Days. So today I'm going to talk about the technological assimilation um, and or the uprise of technology. Okay, so let's get into this. Um, so technology once again has we have always had technologies, right? And technology isn't something new. We've been using technology all throughout the eons, for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years, right? And we've always used technologies in our ancient civilizations. um, so technology is something we've always had, right? And we're kind of just cycling. um, and it is the time in the cycle where technology takes a big uprise, right? So it's coming again, once again, the time where technology is going to uprise. It's going to come to a rise, and we're in the Aquarian age. We're in the information age, right? Um, or the age of awakening as well. It has a lot of different names, but pretty much we're in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is the water bearer, or Aquarius is known for informational downloadings, right, from all throughout the universe, because one of the abilities that Aquarius utilizes within themselves is the ability to pull in information from all throughout the universe through technology as its tool, right? So technology is a tool for us, and this is how we should be using it. It's supposed to be making our life of a convenience and easier, rather than letting technology do everything for us, right? Um, the more that we're using technology the wrong way, the more that we're actually just falling out of awareness. And this happened already plenty of times in other civilizations, where we have spiraled out down in we spiraled down interdimensionally in consciousness, because we were relying on things that should be making the life a convenience, rather than completely relying on it for everything. So technology isn't it's just a tool, right? Like a wrench. You don't expect the wrench to do the work for you. Um, you just use the wrench to make the whole process easier. It's the same thing with the phone, right? The phone is just here to help us, and that's it, right? So we've always used technologies like this, and it's a time once again for the technology to come to an uprise, during the beginnings of the Aquarian age, or the or Dwapara Yuga, right? If you want to use these, then I'll use these, which is when the Earth, it's heading straight into the Milky Way center, right? So there's a enormous capturing, or there's an uprise of energy, and technology is one way that we can actually make use of this energy, capture this energy, and harness it, and like go into it more often, or easier, or more efficiently actually. And this is why the uprise of technology. So the phones, pretty much we've been pretty much using phones for like 20 or 30 years now, right? Well, cell phones. Um, and the mobile cell phones really haven't been around that long, right? Even though they probably use devices like this, I'm pretty sure they've had devices like this for eons already. But in this current timeline, they have just come, like we just started using them, right? Because you got to understand that we're living within times of amnesia, right? Where the mass has forgotten everything about its history, its past, eons, it has forgotten, so that we can set up some type of drama, cosmic drama, so that we can entertain ourselves as Godhead. But the cell phones really haven't been around that long. So there was a time where we weren't really using cell phones, maybe just like home phones or something like this. Um, but now everybody has cell phones, right? So the next thing that they're coming out with is technological enhancements where they start to place them inside your body, right? Like there's the enhancement that the Pentagon is inventing, or has already had invented, and it's just bringing it when it's time, that they are going to put in your wrist, right? And this is supposed to keep you clean from all disease, right? So it's an enhancement. It's a technological enhancement that they want to put in your wrist, right? And it's going to keep you clean from all diseases, especially in the time of pandemics, right? Which there's plenty of pandemics happening back to back within these time periods from 2020 to 2030, right? Within the Great Reset, okay, which is a whole thing that has been put on by the wealthiest peoples. Um, so within that time, there can be plenty of pandemics, right? And they have things like global lockdown controls, where they can just lock down the entire globe if they want. If there's an outbreak of something that can pose a threat to humanity, which which there could be any time, So um, let me see. So it's a perfect time for them to unveil an enhancement like that, to keep you clean from disease. And then there's also Neuralink, right? This is one Elon Musk. There's plenty of other ones, but these are like the two that I'm going to talk about. Neuralink is the one where they want to put this one in your brain, and it's an enhancement as well. It's to connect you to the internet, or it's to allow you to control the computer or phone or internet interface, or through like a augmentative interfacing, right? That pretty much establishes itself within your neurological system. So these are kind of like enhancements that were only sci-fi. They talked about these things in like 70 movies and things like this. But this is just our way of telling ourselves from the future what's kind of going on, because there is no time. Time is an illusion that they're using to keep us in set state of consciousness, right? So time doesn't actually exist. And when you know this, you can understand how the future is happening within the eternal now. Um, and sci-fi movies, all of these science fictions are they're all relevant for telling us exactly what is going on in our future, right? That's the only reason we made the movies in the first place, to give us some sense of what is happening, so we can kind of set the steps in the abyss. Um, and there was once a time where nobody was actually using cell phones, right? So, and I'm going to use this. Uh, all of these technological enhancements, which you should stay away from because they're not healthy for you, and nature can connect you even better, is are going to be unveiled during the times of the technological or the fourth industrial revolution, right? Which is going to be essentially digitalization globally. So there's digitalization taking place globally, and this is going to revolutionize the industry, right? Because it makes everything more efficient. They're going to unveil robots, things like this. Elon Musk has robots. There's plenty of other people who are working on different types of robots, which are supposed to take on the tasks of the of the day-to-day worker. Like convenience store workers, things like this. Um, they're making robots for all of these various different tasks, and they're just gonna let them out right when it's time for these things to happen. Um, and this is literally just this is just the uprise, right, of the machines, um, is what I want to tell you. And staying away from it is probably the best thing that you want to do for yourself, because it can get very, very, very entangling. And mental control is literally a strong point in this stage of the the times we're living in. And you don't want to get your mind controlled even more, because living emotionlessly is terrible. It's literally killing. Um, I mean, you kind of observe people living already in the mind over excessively within the control complex. It's no good. And people are kind of like put in a dimension of consciousness where we're just kind of identifying dangers for cautionary purposes, right? And this is not the way to actually use the mind specifically, um, the conscious mind specifically, because once you dissolve the conscious mind away, you can access the subconscious, and you can have very, very deep mystifying experiences, which is where the life is. But we're put in like a conscious level of our mind, where we're only using it for like highlighting dangers, beyond the here and the now. Um, and then we kind of get caught in that level of consciousness, which is just another control factor, um, because it's not how the mind should always be used. uh, because you can access deeper dimensions of the mind, which is very natural to a balanced state of being. But being in that certain state of awareness where you're just identifying um, potential dangers 24/7, and then continuously doing this 24/7, um, is very imbalanced. It's a very imbalanced state of mind, and a lot of people are living like this because this is the way society conditions people. um, and it's doing that because obviously it's it's making it's profiting off of people's imbalancedness, right? Because we're living in a society that is killing the earth, not nurturing the earth, which it's supposed to be doing. Because if it's killing the earth, everybody is gonna die who is pretty much involved with that, you know. So it's kind of a cancerous thing that we're caught in, right? Cancers like cells that are destroying themselves and other cells around them. That's exactly what society is doing right now. It's cancerous. It's destroying itself and is destroying everything around it. It's eating everything, and it's consuming everything. Consumerists, overly consuming everything, and it's not giving back, so things can grow abundantly. um, and this is insanity. Society is literally breeding insanity, right? And it's kind of just getting worse, especially with the uprise of machines, even more than what it is right now. So once they start popularizing and publicizing these technological enhancements, and then opening up the gateways for transhumanism, then it's just going to get a lot worse, right? Uh, but then there's always a turn, so you can't really you can't expect pure destruction, because it's another face of creation, right? But you also got to take the responsibility upon yourself individually, and you got to understand that it can most definitely get to a point where we're left near extinction, if we don't do the individual responsibility. If we don't take the individual responsibility upon ourselves, then it doesn't work, and it can lead to an extinction. But we're in a system as well, which kind of keeps us away from that, kind of like a creative mode type of thing, where we can't actually die, but we're here for building and other types of purposes, you know, which is all. It's kind of this is a system that is it's taking care of humanity, from things like extinction, because humanity is here to bring the globe to. We're here to build ourselves and the globe up to one unified level of consciousness, planetary consciousness, right? So it's like we can lead ourselves into extinctions, but it's all simulative as well, right? And by this I mean, if we do lead ourselves to an extinction, uh, we're kind of steered back into a parallel universe where we can catch ourselves from falling into an extinction, and then steer it into a turning around, you know, because the nature of it is a dream. So um, you don't actually have to worry about falling into any type of extinction state, because of systems like that, which are definitely in place by like a six-dimensional collectiveness, um, and nature, you know. So you don't actually have to worry. More so, connect yourself with nature, because nature is the source of being able to access these states of awareness, which are going to allow us to steer the entirety of humanity into a planetary consciousness. And from there we expand outwards, through inner space. And it's very, very simple in that way. But it doesn't happen immediately. It needs to People need to come into the understanding that this is what happens first. Most people are completely unaware, right? Which is not a bad thing. But these people, they just need to come into the awareness of it, or consciousness, in order for the unified field, the unified planetary field, to work, right? So it's all kind of just like patience, right? And taking it upon yourself once again to literally just expand your awareness, um, which is just looking within. You look within yourself, and everything is found there, right? Um, so don't look towards the technological enhancements, because you can already do everything that the technological enhancements are going to promise you, right? And this is what happens as well. We use technology, we build with it, but we use it wrongly, right? Like in past times, past lives, past civilizations, where we've used it wrongly, and it led to the destruction of the civilizations. Um, what happens is that we use technology, and we use it wrongly. We do everything wrongly with it, and we have to make a complete turnaround, which means where we build ourselves, how we build ourselves and integrate our consciousness with technology. It doesn't work, so we take a more native approach, and we take a more natural approach to things. So we make a reversion, and we then understand, or understood, or understand that that everything that technology was doing for us, we can already do this, so we don't actually need to rely so heavily on technology, but we just keep it as a tool, which it has always been used for in the successful transmutations, you know, or the ascensions into higher dimensions of existence. Um, that's gonna be it for today's video. I do thank everybody for watching once again. Peace out, one love, and have a great evening.